Yeah, man. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Roosevelt Show. I'm your host, Roosevelt. Got a special guest in here with me uh this evening. Uh I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself when it's time. But in the meantime and in between time, we're gonna go ahead and drop this intro, man. I'll see y'all in about a minute or so. Yeah, man. Welcome back to the show, man. Let me go ahead and I gotta do that world's famous. Let me drop these bombs right quick, man. Look who I got in the building with me one time. Hold on. Oh my god. Don't win and found this nigga under a rock, ladies and gentlemen. One half of King Corner Podcast, my big bro, man. I'm King. What's good, brother? How you doing? This fine afternoon, man.
What up, Wayne?
What up, man? What up? Uh just tapping in with you, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for joining the show this evening. And we got some fresh hot topics. You know what I mean? Uh, Before we get started, I like to always ask, man, how was your week, big bro?
Fantastic, man. One door closes, another one opens up.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Let me drop a bomb for that, brother. Ain't that the truth? That's real. One door closes, another one definitely opens. Yes. Uh, I know we were speaking a little bit before the show, man. You on to bigger and better things, huh?
Oh yeah, man. People try to play with my money, man. You know what I mean? Just gotta have to make moves. It is what it is. They had to
Yeah.
secure the bag.
So playing with show them, who the real is around. That's right. That's right. Hey, yeah, man. It's good to have you on the show, bro. It's good to see you again. Like I said, this is one half of King's Corner podcast, which y'all will be seeing that reboot sooner than later, man. You know what I mean? The regulators, you know, and
The
we
original.
regulate properly, you know what I'm saying? And we damn good too. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be a geek off the streets. You got to handle your, what do you say? Regulators, mount up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, we did
Yeah,
that solid for 50 something episodes, man. We was something else.
yeah. We don't trip, don't trip. We still got laps to run, bro. You know what I mean? I've
Mhm.
been getting a lot of requests from people like, "Yo, y'all, is a reboot coming?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't trip." You know what I'm saying? Don't trip. It's coming back. You know what I mean? Definitely coming back. Um,
Yeah.
I got some hell of a topics this evening. To go ahead and get it started, man. I want to pull this up, man. Um, ESPN. I guess Spike Lee wanted to do a documentary on Colin Kaepernick, about his journey and everything, that happened. And we all know the backstory. You know what I mean? But they said they wouldn't air it. like they did, The Last Dance and some of the other documentaries that came out. What do you feel about this, big bro?
Um, I feel like it's a long line. This is one of three documentaries I hear over the last year that they're not going to make. They'll give them the opportunity to make it, but they shelve it. Uh, the first one, well, you heard about the Prince documentary. All the stuff
No,
that has.
enlighten,
Well,
enlighten.
I'm gonna bring you back around the corner to that, but this Colin Kaepernick, two of the most controversial people of their times, Colin Kaepernick and Spike Lee. See,
Mm,
Lee always had a way of bringing something out that people didn't want to hear, or really don't want to talk about or address things that was uncomfortable to society. And Colin Kaepernick, all he did was take a knee and take a stance to saying that we don't like being we're done with being brutalized. So what's going to happen when you put them two together? They're going to make something controversial, and so the people in the boardrooms, they probably had they already knew what it was going to be, but they had the intention to try to do something to make some money. And Spike with Colin, they brought out probably a bunch of sensitive things and from their perspective, you
mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm.
because right now we're in the time where they're trying to kill off and dead all of our perspectives and our stories, from our stories to the books and to everything. It is basically trying to have a erasure on most of the things that we pretty much care about, and that's just what it is. And there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing else because we definitely would have take our ass out there to go and see that, or we'll stream the shit out of that shit. They know that makes a pretty penny, but they ain't gonna make that. The blowback is too it'll be too big from the little couple of dollars that they'll make.
Yeah, I think to kind of elaborate on what you're saying, it's like Spike Lee is a great director, bro. He brought us what Crooklyn, he got Game, School Days. You know what I mean? Some classics.
Malcolm X.
And Malcolm X. Yeah, I forgot about that. Definitely. Malcolm X. Um, for that to be something that is overlooked because it is Colin Kaepernick, I think that's what the issue is. You know? And I want to say what's up to 100P, man. 100P joining the show. We dove into this topic, man. ESPN, Spike Lee is, he's made a documentary or is currently making a documentary. Um,
Yeah.
and ESPN said they wouldn't air it. I got brother Iron King's point of view, which he was tapping in on it. He said he on Prince. But what do you think the reason why they won't air it?
Well, we all know the real reason why they won't air, but like I say, first and foremost, what's going on, you brothers?
What's up, bro?
Um,
What's up, bro?
oh man, everything good, but yeah, no, I mean, we know why they won't air it, man. Every somebody take a stand up for a cause and happens to be a cause that everybody not clearly with. So they not gonna publicize it. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But I bet you it'll come out because Spike isn't stupid. I've never heard of a Spike Lee movie or documentary or anything getting shelled. So Spike is not a dummy. So more than likely, we'll see it in a couple of years on Netflix or something. It'll come out.
Yeah. And Spike got a lot of pull and plug in the at least in the community. New York's love, they love the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think, this is something that is definitely how should I say it, politically correct. It's like some
Mike
blackball.
tripping over here.
Just
And
blackball.
Spike better watch out because they've been dragging everybody through the mud. So I'm surprised they didn't get to Spike. You know what I mean? Whatever's in the crawls in the dark, they're gonna try to pull that shit out. But now he's trying to put a documentary out. So now, he's gonna be a target.
Hmm. Let me drop a bomb for that. That's real. Yo. Hopefully Spike doesn't, you know what I mean? They ain't got nothing that'll come out the woodworks like they did. What's his name? Simmons. What's his name? The Def Jam. Russell Simmons. You know, they
But
had some allegations
I
towards
bet you,
him as well.
I bet you, Spike, I bet you gonna have some extra kids someplace or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
You
Like he
think
got
they gonna come
18 kids in Guatemala or some shit.
up? We hope not. We hope not. Brother Russ, man, what's going on with you this evening, brother?
All right, how y'all doing tonight?
Oh, good, man. Good, man. I want to get your, since we on the topic, man, Spike Lee, is currently creating or is in the midst of creating, a documentary on Colin, but ESPN said they wouldn't air it. What do you feel? Why do you think they won't air it? What do you feel about it?
I mean, I don't think I can assume is that it's still catching some flack from the protests. It's um Kaepernick pissed off a lot of people, and so it pretty much ruined his NFL career. So I can imagine they just want to keep him buried. Period. They don't want to even
Mhm.
bring that subject back up because it does. I mean, I still think it looks bad on the NFL to
Mhm.
not support what his cause was and basically blackball him out of the NFL. So I
Yeah,
don't
real
think
talk.
ESPN wants to do probably one of them major partners like that.
Yeah, real talk, man. Real talk. Real talk. Um,
It's all BS.
I am King. You said they did something similar. That they tried to do something similar to Prince. I wanted you to elaborate on that, like kind of the
Uh,
same scenario.
I'm gonna elaborate on that, but let me say one last thing about the Colin Kaepernick situation.
Go ahead, brother.
Um, to all the brothers out there, because this is what I run into all the time. I run into a lot of brothers that go out and spend their money on this NFL stuff, on football, football, basketball stuff, and they treat us in a certain type of way, like the situations happened with Colin Kaepernick, and they blackball them. Brothers have a lot of brothers don't have no pride in themselves and things that are going around them, but they'll sit there and buy the hell out of a jersey and support a damn football team and go and spend all their money on the team that don't give a damn about them, their culture, or their environment. So you brothers out there, show a little support towards Kaepernick and towards these stories and stuff like that, and just don't go out there and wear the gear. And they have no investments into anything in our community whatsoever. And you see what happens
Mhm.
once you stand up, they blackball you, and you go to the combine and stuff. And it's the new slave order, basically. You know what I mean? New age slavery. And a lot of
Mm.
brothers fall for that, man. So that's why I don't support no football team, no basketball team. I learned that from the Raiders. What was it, Art Shell?
Wait, hold up, nigga. Hold up.
Nah,
Oh yeah,
nigga,
yeah, 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 yeah. I was finna say, you see, I got the hat on, nigga. Hold on, nigga. Hold on, nigga. Hold on.
You better get your ass out right
I thought that was a shot, but I understood. Go ahead, continue. My bad.
yeah, I'm from Long Beach. We support the Raiders, but I just saw from way back in the days, they'll use you till they can't use you. You know what I mean? We spend our money, spend a large amount of our money in support of our own demise. So that's all I want to say towards that. But the Prince thing, pretty much they did the documentary. For what I read, they've done a documentary and it's completed. And then once they got into the boardroom and they watched it, there's a lot of situations that I'm going to bring up with Prince, like his wife, Matai, whatever her name was, that she was like 15, 16 when he met her. And they wanted to bring all that. They have to bring that story up about how he met her and their life together when she was a teen and how he met her and stuff. So that's a big, you know, that canceled the whole thing just because of that. And little stories and about how Prince would treat certain people and stuff like that. They had to film that and people were complaining about that. So, you know, that's what's going on with that story.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think it sucks, man. Again, with the credibility of Spike Lee, all the great movies that he created, Malcolm X, like I said, School Days, He Got Game, Crooklyn, you name it, Spike has been involved, in very, very lucrative and, culture based movies. You know what I mean? He from the culture, so he's able to describe almost like a John Singleton of the West Coast. He's the John Singleton of the East, if you want to say them real touchy topic kind of movies. And I think it's BS. So hopefully Netflix, Hulu, one of them come up off of it and actually air, um, that documentary. Um, Another situation that came up in the news this week, man. Lil Yachty or Yachty, whatever you call him. He dropped a record referring to George Floyd. He says something with my knee on her neck, George Floyd. Basically, he was talking about in the point of getting fellatio. I'm gonna say the politically correct term. He was talking about, something of fellatio, and he was gonna put his knee on her neck, like George Floyd. Um, Now, although this issue has been resolved, I want to get y'all opinion on this. When does it become where a rapper takes it too far in mentioning something of this nature? You know what I mean? Do you think he went too far with that line? I'm gonna ask Honey P. P, do you think he went too far with that line?
Yeah. I mean, that's where the creativity of music comes in at, meaning that your vocabulary has to be very wide range, so where you don't have to get yourself in trouble for trying to use metaphors like that.
Mm.
So I feel he could have said something else.
Russ, what you think, man?
All right.
Did the brother go too far, dog?
Oh,
Talking about he gonna put his knee on her neck like George Floyd. Knowing that's
yeah. I mean, I think so, considering what happened to George Floyd. That's not a punchline in a rap, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it is something sexual, I just think he could have used better choice of words than that. It was kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I definitely agree. I am King. You being a rapper. The reason why I asked P and you because y'all both rappers. You know what I mean? P say vocabulary needs to probably be expanded if he can't say nothing else that's not derogatory, basically. What do you think about it? You think that was out of pocket?
We talking about Little Yachty. His career been over since Little Bo. Nobody listened to that motherfucker, man. Whoever he ain't got no vocabulary. You know what I mean? And for him, that's intelligent. Plus, I just think that in the long history of rap, it's been a lot of stuff said, and everyone's oversensitive. We know how George Floyd died. What's Little Yachty going to throw in that we're going to be upset about? He's a whack ass rapper, and his career's over. Maybe he's trying to do something shocking to make himself relevant, like Little Nas X walking. You saw that video of Little Nas X walking down in L.A. Damn near naked.
Yo,
Yeah, they offer anything they can to stay relevant, and they sell their soul. Nobody paying attention to Lil Yachty. Nobody gives a damn about. He can say, "I put my knee on George Floyd's neck." Who give a damn? It's a Lil Yachty. It's not like it's Nas, or it's not like it's Jay-Z, or not nobody that's relevant and important. Plus, after that, we can't be so sensitive about what we have freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Once we get sensitive about other people's freedom of speech, and that gives them reason to step on our freedom of speech, we should be able to say whatever the hell. And if people can't get the metaphor, or people are sensitive, maybe you shouldn't listen to that. But you have a right to say what's on your mind. I can say, I nutted in blah blah blah's, the most important person to use ear or something. But if you get sensitive and mad about it, that's just your sensibility. That's just you. It's not the artist. You gotta let the artist be the artist.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I definitely agree. I agree with that 100%. While you speaking on that, I was actually able to pull up some footage of the Lil Nas X thing. Some people, man, yo, the brother was, I don't know if it was like, methamphetamines, if it was that powder, if it was that X,
All of the
If,
above.
if it was that sex, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The brother, he lost his mind, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I just think before we do that, man, let me go ahead and just, pull that up and we're gonna take a look at this, man. Hold on. They caught him slipping. TMZ is real good. Here's the thing out here to these celebrities too. I want to make sure y'all know if you out of pocket, TMZ is definitely gonna catch you slipping. So you better be cautious of what you doing. But I'm gonna run this clip. Huh? What'd you say?
That shit gonna sell. You watch him come out with an album the next month.
Yeah, they say he OD too, though. Is that correct? Is that the truth? Did they say that he actually OD'd on some shit?
He didn't die.
They report he may have OD.
Or was that the OD, him walking down the street?
Yeah, that was before. I'm with you on that one. That was before him ODing. That nigga was high as a kite, bro. He was high out his fucking mind.
I don't think so.
Let's play the shit. Let's play the shit and we'll come back to it. Hold on.
Yeah,
in Los Angeles after charging at police officers with no clothes on. Video emerged of the 26-year-old wearing only his underwear and cowboy boots under a boulevard before the run-in. The Grammy Award winner was briefly hospitalized for a possible overdose and taken into custody for battery.
Now,
for battery.
Yo, I guess they saying that he tripped on the police or something like that. Once they caught up with him, he tripped on the police. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what he's that's what they got him in jail for right now. I talk about obstructing that officer or something. It ain't got nothing to do with him being high.
He gonna get bail, and anybody, he pulled other shit. But remember the shoes with the blood in them, and the other one, the other dude with the fucking diamond in the middle of his forehead. Remember that dude?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Uzi.
A little Uzi Vert.
Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What's wrong with these young rappers, man? You know what I mean? Like, do y'all feel like this is the evolution of crack babies?
No, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with it. Like real shit. A lot of people don't want to blame who's to blame. It's the like let's be real. A lot of women say the men ain't shit. Okay, well we ain't shit. Y'all been taking credit for raising all the men in the last 30 years, and look how they turned out. So they fucked up because of y'all.
Hey Pete, go to your settings, Pete, and hit that echo cancellation. I'm getting some echo from you, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but the game, the hip hop game, it went from the talent to putting vulgar displays out. That's what makes you famous. They want to be famous more than they are artists, because each one of these artists, all of them are whack. It's not like they nothing like this with some talent, when some bomb shit they put out to last forever. They shit disposable. It lasts 3 or 4 months, and they know they're disposable, so they act a damn fool out there. They're willing to do anything to maintain that fame. You know what I mean?
Man, these niggas is crack babies. This is the evolution of crack babies, bro.
These are ecstasy babies.
It wasn't.
What'd you say, Russ?
No, did you see the skirt trend? There was something on the internet talking about these dudes wearing skirts.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, it's like it's a trend.
Yeah, I saw
like, this shit is crazy, man.
That shit crazy.
What the fuck?
Garbage. When did it become cool? And no disrespect to that community, the LMNOP community. You know what I'm saying? If you do you whatever, however, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, when did it become cool for a straight man to rock this? And at that point, it makes me question: are they even straight? Like, it's some DL type.
It's like what's the name just said? It's the mamas. Y'all want to be so independent and so strong and all that, but your son is watching you and following behind you. You got your daughter booty dancing at 5. So the boy ain't got no daddy. So all of a sudden, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
that's how it ended up like that.
Yeah, it's a damn shame, man. Um, this is why having male figures around in young men's life is very important. I feel like that is very important. It kind of shake the scenario, of these young men being raised by women. Not saying that that's a problem, but honestly, hey, yo, you know what I mean? You got a male figure in your life that'll knock your ass upside your head. It'll change some shit, guaranteed, for sure, for sure. Um, it's about to get crazy, man. Look, I know y'all seen them, last week that meeting. It was a couple meetings. This is one big meeting right here between Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin. They rolled out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin to try to, broker a peace deal or scenario between Ukraine and Russia. The day of or after or before that the president of Ukraine was supposed to meet Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin said, hit them niggas with some of them long range. Now, my question is to y'all, do y'all think this war is anywhere near ending? And do you think Donald Trump is capable of solving this?
Yes.
Why you say yeah?
I mean, anything's possible if you take the time out to handle it. I don't know what's going on with my phone, but
You better get.
Go ahead. My bad.
yeah, no, you good. I'm more concerned with USA finna send military in to attack the cartel in Mexico.
Oh, Venezuela. Yeah, I heard about that too.
But I think he should worry about what's going on over here first and let them deal with what they got to deal with. Because eventually you're not going to tell Putin anything.
I mean, it's his own country. You know what I mean? Russ, man, what you think about this? You think, this Donald Trump should stick his nose in the middle of this?
I mean, no, I don't think he should, but I think he knows what he's doing is strategic as everything else he does. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the clip where he said if there's a war, if we're in wartime, there's no elections. So I'm thinking he plotting this shit up for the he's playing chess. He's gonna figure out how he was staying in office. So I think he's setting us up to get involved in some type of military action down the road.
Yeah, I seen when he said that.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You say so where he can stay in office. So do you think come 2028, another, the last person that, if I'm not mistaken, to have a 3-term presidency was FDR, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah. I think it was FDR. And after him, they kind of, eliminated it down to 2 terms.
Right.
This being his second term. I am King. What you feel about it, bro? I know I see that look on your face, dog. You got something on your heart, man.
It's a play, it's a distraction. First, we had the Epstein stuff first he said he was going to end it on the first day, which, Trump lies about everything. After that, they in Texas right now, they're trying to pretty much put 5 more seats so he can, because the election's coming up, and he's pretty much going to not lose his presidency, but he's going to lose his power if the Democrats take the House and all that back. So he's doing plays, he's distracting. Like this situation with Putin been having his motherfucking by the short hairs since his first presidency. Donald Trump loves dictators. He loves the idea of being a dictator. He loves the control factor of it. That's why he just went into D.C. The shield
Mm.
protect itself, and pretty much it's practice. If he goes and takes over DC and send the National Guard all into the neighborhoods and arrest a bunch of black youth, all of a sudden they have all this situation. You got to look at the plays, all the stuff that's going on. They got rid of all the immigrants, a lot of immigrants, and a lot of Nebraska, a lot of these farms and all this shit, and they realize they fucked up on that shit. Like you said, they want to go and fuck with the cartel, but they got all the Mexicans out. The Mexicans abandoned ship. Now what they want to do, they go over there to DC, arrest a lot of these kids, and that's you have indentured servants. That's you don't have to worry about the farm workers because you put our youth out there to do a lot of this work. So it's Donald Trump he's playing the end game, the big game, and a lot of people are just now starting to catch up and get the knowledge. He's trying to make it so, like you said, he's trying to get a third term because FDR was a wartime president for 3 terms. So he's trying to get that, create enough division within us so we can. Next, after he goes there, he's gonna go to Chicago. After he goes to Chicago, he's gonna go to Baltimore, Detroit, all the places that's democratically with black people, with black governors or mayors. He's gonna go and take over all that stuff. So when it's time for, because we got 17 months before the election comes, he's gonna have. They're going to gerrymander and switch up a lot of these areas, so it's going to be under Republican control. That's why Gavin Newsom here in California is doing the shit that he's doing. So everybody got to start playing the long game because Putin has Trump by the short hairs, and Trump said that he didn't believe in his own American intelligence. He believed Putin. So Putin is like, okay, I'm going to bomb these motherfuckers the same day I'm coming over here to have these meetings. Kill 14 motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
He know he has Trump. He know Trump is a winnie. He truthfully he's an idiot. But the people around him are smart. And the people on that project 2025, the motherfuckers that wrote that shit, the Heritage Foundation, well, they've been playing that shit for the last 30 or 40 years. They've been going after that shit, so they got some smart motherfuckers invested in that shit. Trump is just a figurehead. You know what I mean? They're working in the backgrounds. That's why they They starting to pull us out of a lot of shit. They pulled us out of the national. My grandfather and uncle and my uncle, my grandfather, and my great grandfather, and are in the Riverside National Cemetery. They took them out. They took them out of the. You can't even find them in the stories. They trying to bleed us.
Wait. Hold on. What the? I just want to make sure I'm hearing this right. So your uncle and
my grandfather,
and you said your dad and your grandfather, or just your uncle and your dad and your grandfather?
Yeah,
were buried in a basically a military cemetery, and they exhumed their where they found a resting place and took them somewhere else.
No, this is what they did. When I went up there, first they have you in the archives. They have you in their computer database. So when you go and look them people up, you know exactly where they're at inside the cemetery on the ground.
Right. But that's the protocol. That's the protocol with any cemetery. You're supposed to be able to. They'll let you know where your loved one is rested and where you can find them. I got you. Go ahead.
It's not the protocol anymore. When I went like a little while ago. I couldn't find them in there. I knew exactly where they were at, but they're not in the database no more. Then you start hearing stories about Jackie Robinson, and you start hearing stories about World War I and World War II, about things that our people did in those wars. They took them and out of the whole database. So they're trying to do an erasure when it comes to our culture and in the education system. They dumb down education. They already started doing that back in the days when we would get the worst books and we didn't get certain education and stuff in the neighborhoods. But they're doing the shit out right now. They get rid of the Mexicans. They're trying to dumb all the people back down. They're trying to bring church all the way back in because their church is failing. The Jesus Christ is failing. A lot of people are getting away from the church. So they got to bring white nationalism back up to the forefront.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep, bro. That is, what you think about that, Russ? You know what I mean? Like, what this brother just said, that's shocking, bro. Like, You can't find
Yeah,
your
I
loved
agree.
one in the cemetery? Like, wow.
I mean, that's really fucked up.
Hell yeah.
I mean, what can you
Hell
say
yeah.
about
Like,
that?
you know what I
Really?
mean? Like,
There's
and
no
who do
excuse
you
for that.
like? My question is who do you go address that with like the city council? You know, your local government, like what much can they do in this scenario? Or if they even trying to do something. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's deep, man. That's crazy. I'm
That's
sorry
why
to hear that, bro. Like,
no,
for real, for real.
no, it's good because that awake when that happens to us, it wakens us up. We got to start getting more awoke about what's going on, especially in politics, because while Trump's out there doing all these plays and his people are working like that, 5, 10 years from now, we're gonna be under a police state. And like you said, Trump, he ain't trying to leave in 2028. He ain't trying. He ain't. But truthfully, what the way his health is going right now, and them fat ankles and shit, he ain't gonna make it to 2028. They're gonna put fucking JD Vance ass in there because he's the head of Project 2025. The dude that paid for that, I think his name is Soros or whatever. He put JD Vance in that position to even
That's
become vice president.
that's
You
the
know,
vice president for, ladies and gentlemen, in case they didn't know, unless they living on another planet. That's the vice president. So you saying Trump is, basically throwing an alley oop for JD Vance.
yeah. Trump is at the end of it. He's 80 years old, bro. His ankles is all sweaty and I mean all fat and shit. And when that motherfucker barely can stand and walk, he about to fail. He about to fall out. He ain't gonna last to 2028. So they putting all the shit they could do right now to the forefront to take over everything. Take over. Uh,
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. Uh, I got a quick, 1 minute commercial break, to kind of break the ice. We'll be back in a minute, man. I got a clip to play. Hold on.
Going back and forth to jail, she get your girl fucked. Stop trying to normalize anal, you niggas gay as fuck. Bitches coochie be musty as hell, talking about some eat it. No, bitch, you eat it. If you're talking to a bald nigga in your 20s, you're too mature. Females be over these niggas' houses starving, full of nothing but nut and sink water. I ain't playing with no nigga who stink and got a gun. You a bold motherfucker to be cheating if you know you're gonna be homeless when you get caught. Soon as a bitch zip that stomach up in the pants, she thinks she the baddest. Grown ass men be out here watching baddies. Go change the spark plug or something, fuck nigga. My ex keep telling me her mama miss me, fuck your mama stink. Handcuffed her last night, she thought I was trying to get freaky. Bitch, where that phone at? A lot of shit ain't thick that's being posted on here. A lot of y'all shaped like y'all lived in the bikini bottom. Chocolate girls with red hair look like Meatloaf. Her panties pink, the middle part brown. Do females believe in spicing shit up anymore? What the fuck happened to lingerie up under trench coats, man? These crackheads that got real fucking lazy. What the fuck you mean you can't steal me a starter, man? I stand on business barefoot. If you have a hoodie on right now, seek help. Girl math is so simple. Subtract the nigga, add a picture, multiply the niggas. There's 20 niggas in her DM telling her that she's sexy. I'ma be different and tell her that her forehead is big. If she fine and single, she's an alcoholic. You know the coochie good when it sound like you're trying to get ketchup out of an empty bottle. Y'all'll be surprised who coochie really stink behind them fine ass pictures. A bitch bet off scooting her coochie across a pile of roaches before I ever give her my heart.
Well, all right then. That was brought to you by, the Roosevelt. You know what I'm saying? That nigga say he stand on business barefoot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just want to get that out there, man. We finna dive down a deep rabbit hole. Man. Breaking news. Eve. Know if y'all heard about this. This was talked about on the Breakfast Club like a couple of days ago. Eve. She reveals that she dated Suge Knight to get revenge on Dr. Dre. She said she was still in her little mood about Dr. Dre, even though they made a solid hit together, which was Let Me Blow Your Mind and produced a few records for her. So she says having Suge, which is his former boss at Death Row Records, Stomping Grounds, and Interscope, she felt like that was revenge on Dr. Dre. Ladies, before I say that, Russ, what you feel about that, dog? OG, triple OG. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. I mean, just seemed like some petty bullshit, really.
Mm-hmm.
For her to, I mean, shit, does anybody really care? I mean, I'm sure Dre didn't give a shit. Because, I mean, it don't go any damn way.
Go.
So what is she trying to prove? Shit, I mean, she should have been happy. She got her hit. Move on with life. You know what I mean? Nobody give a fuck if you dating shit night shit.
That's why he was first. I knew he was for the come with that real. I am king, man. Hey, what you feel about this, bro?
You know, nobody give a fuck about that turtle headed. I always thought, man, all right, Dr. J did you a song or something. Was she mad because he didn't do a whole album with her or something? He gave you a gift of his production. And then, you know, Suge Knight and Dr. Dre was swapping females a long time before that anyway. Like they give a fuck, like Michelle A.
Hello, hold on.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Here you go.
Yeah, they like giving each other sloppy seconds all over the damn. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
He ain't the first. Michelle A. was probably like 4, 5, 6. You know, they been passing them on because when you got that kind of fame, that probably was the price for her to get the song. Dr. Dre probably thought she was cute, like, come on over here and chill, hang out. And then he got that and did her a little favor. And now she thought because a lot of our sisters these days, they think they pussy, or they vagina is rose gold. They think it's gold or something. They think that it's the answer to everything when it comes to dealing with a man is their vagina. We don't give a fuck about your vagina, you know?
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Between Russ and I Am King, man, y'all niggas got me cracking up over here. I'm trying to keep my composure. What you think about this, bro?
I mean, there's been other interesting alleged videos that Eve's been a part of, allegedly with Stevie J back in the days, you know. So I think, I mean, you know, it's more interesting things I think Eve's been in.
Yeah.
I think her shit.
Huh? Go ahead. What'd you say?
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
She always looked like she was tart to me. She always looked like a Ninja Turtle to me. You know what I mean? And at the end of all that shit, she went out and married a European dude and thought she was doing better. And he was whooping that ass and cheating on her. So that's what you get.
Did you see their family dinner photo of her with the whole family? Like she was the only, you know, she was the only Indian there, the only Native American at the table.
Well, facts. I think what boils this all the way down, like, you know, in the most deepest way, you cannot use your vagina as a woman to get revenge. That is not a token of revenge. Like, you'll have a better off trying to slash a nigga tires or something, or, you know, bleach his clothes. You getting ran through for revenge? That's not it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not it. So all my sisters out there, Caucasian, Latino, Black, whoever, don't think, you know, you catch a dude cheating, you think you finna go out there, you know, I'm gonna go bounce on him. That ain't, yo. You losing mileage, ladies. Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
It's like years and years and years of what you call that dance when they shake their ass? I can't think of it right now. You know what I'm talking
about? Twerking.
Man, when I go through the internet, when I see a woman twerking, it turns me away now because I done seen it so much. I look at the women on there that don't show their ass. You know what I mean? It's like your whole self-worth is wrapped up in your body or something, but nobody wants, you know, we see it so much, it's oversaturated. We don't care about that. And y'all really think that that's what we care about. You know what I mean? Dr. Dre and Suge Knight probably had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women. So why do you think you special, Eve? You ain't been relevant since the mid-90s. Nobody give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying? No female with that tart coochie. We don't care about that.
She said, "Let me blow your mind." I think she
She was
meant dome. She meant to
nothing
say
about that.
dome instead of your mind. She wanted to blow his dome. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can't get revenge with your vajayjay, ladies. That is out. You know, you gotta. Yo, that is not it. Sorry. No matter how you cut the pie, you know, that is not it. Um,
Do better.
Breaking news, man. Jaylen Brown's father from the Celtics was arrested for attempted murder for allegedly stabbing a youth football coach in a dispute over a fucking parking spot. Your son is in the limelight, you know, 1 year away from being a champion because they won a championship last year, before OKC did. Your son is reveling, superstar. You gonna stab a motherfucker over a damn parking spot.
Should have gave them niggas money.
They never should have gave them niggas money. They never should have gave. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Well,
For real.
money don't make you a class of person, man. You know what I mean? It brings out your true elements. Money brings out your true what you really are underneath all that.
It definitely tell you what type of dude the old man is. Old man straight shit. He's straight ignorant. He don't give a fuck. He done made it out the hood. He got $1 million. He got $1 million ticket here. He don't got to do shit, and he gonna go out here and stab somebody over a fucking parking spot.
Parking spot.
Shit, to me, it seems like Jaylen Brown. It's a testament for his ability to get out of the hood and out from under that man's roof. Because apparently he's a damn fool. Shit.
Yeah. That's it kind of parallel with John Morant's dad. Like, you got to let these young athletes, when they in the limelight, they bring, ironically, you're there as well. So anything that you do, kind of like, West Side of the 110 said, like Shannon Sharp case, it overshadowed his brother's Hall of Fame induction. You know what I mean? You are.
Did it?
I think
it really overshadowed?
I don't think it overshadowed it in that nature, but it did at some point too. Like I'm 50-50 with it.
I mean, I watched it, but I wasn't thinking about, man, Shannon fucked up. Like he shouldn't have did that shit. What an embarrassment for Sterling. I mean,
even Shannon said it himself.
But I don't really think it had overshadowed it. I mean, it probably was more popular than Sterling Sharp's introduction into the Hall of Fame, but I think that's probably due to Shannon Sharp is more of a current person in social media, so he's more relevant than Sterling Sharp is. No one really knows who Sterling Sharp was unless you watch football, 20 years ago. Right. You had to be a football fan to know who he was. But everybody knows who Sterling Sharp is because of the Cat Williams situation. And now, plus he done got himself into this. Yeah, so everybody knows who he is.
He out here looking like a goofy, like that one the one youngster that got married to that whatever, that Mexican girl, whatever everybody was warning him.
Travis Hunter. You talking about Travis Hunter?
Yeah, looking like a goofy.
Hunter. Married for what's that, 3 months? And now she wants $40 million?
I'm saying?
Bullshit.
There's no credible evidence saying you can't find no credible evidence saying she filed for divorce.
Check it out, though.
That's what social media is saying.
How many generations of stupidity do we gotta go to? We should know if you fucking with somebody, you mess with something that's, even if your own culture, you mess with somebody of another culture, you protect yourself. You getting all that money. You don't go without no prenup. What the hell? Where's mama at? Where's daddy at? Nobody told him? God, these people are goofies. And then like Shannon, you 50-something, you trying to mess with a 20-something. You know what and then what's the name? Cat Williams had warned you. You know what they do. They know what they do to you. Mess around one of them little, man, these or brothers, they get a little bit of money, boy, they lose their goddamn mind. They stupid. I'm broke as hell, and I know not to do none of shit like that.
Yeah.
I'll give it Man, I get with a broke white girl. She still got to sign a prenup. Yeah.
That's that's honestly what I tell my son. Like, you got to be careful of, and for the record, I want to give a shout out to my son. You know what I'm saying? He's pursuing his career in law enforcement at the age of 22. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to my son. Good looking, Uncle Honey P. He followed suit. You know what I'm saying? He came through and he passed that test, man. So they got him, they got him in the right order. But my son is, that's never been. I can't count one law enforcement in my family. My son will probably be the first. You know what I mean? Especially with the background that I came from and how I grew up. To him doing that is unheard of. You know what I mean? So if my son watched this, yeah, Pop's proud of you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Salute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we need more of us on the force anyway. You know what I mean? For real, for real.
Just don't get brainwashed.
Nah, I doubt if you do that. That brings me to this topic, man. After 40, in your opinion, what is a good field to get into? As far as working, is a trade still on the table? Now, I'm pretty sure everybody on the screen, is established in what they gonna do, but for some that may not be, you think after 40 is that the end of? Is that too late for you to become a lawyer? Is that too late for you to become, to go learn a trade? Do y'all think the age defines, what you can achieve?
I mean, I'm gonna say no. I mean, just because you're over 40 doesn't mean that your life is over or it's too late to switch gears. Because actually, some people may actually get a second win. It's a second, it's their second life. Actually, they did their first 20 years working at another job. Now they got a little retirement going. So now that's in the second half of their life. So it's not too late to switch it up and, do something different.
Mm-hmm.
But far as a trade, I mean, I'm thinking anything's pretty much still on the table at that point.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have a lot of family obligations holding you down, making you, need of that security of income. Because that's the only thing that you really have to worry about when you start changing fields at that age. Now, it's a loss of income and how that's going to affect your family. But I think it's still on the table. I mean, it's a lot of people who got a second, their second half of their life is different than the first half.
Chance. Yeah, that second chance. I am king. After 40, man, is it too late to, to go learn a trade or something?
You got to keep up with the times, man, because, like for example, I quit my job today, and I'm getting into technology because, someone told me last week. He said, "Okay, in the field that you're in, it's going to be obsolete in 5 years. So you should come over here and work with us, so you can be in the forefront of the technology. So when it goes up, you'll have some experience doing this because a lot of these jobs that a lot of us depend on, manufacturing, jobs driving, a lot of I know a lot of people that were doing what do you call it, DoorDash and all that type of stuff. It was a hustle, but now technology is so strong. But they have 18-wheelers now that drive by themselves. They have way more cars that drive by themselves. Over the last 3 or 4 years, that shit is becoming all over the place. Now they're going to do box trucks and I see what all the European people are doing around me. All the older people over 40, they over there driving school buses and doing that type of stuff because that's never going to go anywhere. They need a human to do that type of stuff. But when it comes to us, we got to catch up with the technology, and we need more plumbers. If you're stable enough to go to school for a minute and get you a little plumbing journeyman's license or get you something like that, that you got to find these fields that aren't going anywhere, because a lot of these fields, like a lot of us go we'll get a felony or something, or we'll go to the warehouses and stuff and unload trucks, and we do all kinds of stuff like that. But this technology, in a couple of years, that's just going to be obsolete. And they closing the homeless shelters and soup kitchens and all that stuff. So it's going to be a lot of people getting on the streets and getting locked up. And unless you want to be on the field picking strawberries, you better get with the technology.
Say, get with the program. 100P, man. What you think about it, bro? Is it too late for you to get in your 40s and learn a trade, bro?
Me personally, I don't think so. I think people need to get out of that old mentality anyway. Work 30, 40 years of your life, and then I live great. Your life can change overnight. So, you can make enough wealth and finances in 2 or 3 years. So I think anything's possible. Hell, Samuel L. Jackson didn't get his big break till he was 47. So, I mean, hell, I forgot this one guy's name. He didn't become a millionaire. He's an older white guy. He didn't become a millionaire till he was 48. So, I mean, you can't limit yourself. Say I'm 40 and too old.
Yeah, real talk. Real talk. I want to, quote of the week, man. I got a few. My biggest goal this year is to quit playing with my own potential. Why do you think people, they have the potential, right? But they don't execute. Why do you think and I'm starting to see that a lot, including myself. I'm hold myself accountable. It's been a minute since y'all seen me on this podcast screen. You know what I mean? Because, and I know I got the potential to do it. I'm good at it. You know what I mean? Veteran, if you want to say, but sometimes life get in the way. Shit happen. Why do you think people, are limited to their potential? In some of the things that they do. Do you believe, or do you think it's because they don't believe in themselves, or what y'all think?
I mean, I think it's complacency. People comfortability breeds complacency. Anytime you're in a place where you got everything made nice and cushy, you become complacent. And to grow, you have to be uncomfortable, really. You have to put yourself in new areas where you are unfamiliar. You're going to take your bumps and bruises. And people just generally don't like that shit. It's not pleasant. It is not something you want to go through. So that's why you have potential on not reaching your full potential, because you don't just want to go through the trials and tribulations that it takes for you to get there.
That's real. That's deep. That's real, Russ. You hit the fucking nail on the head. I am king. What do you think? What takes to drive out of somebody reaching their full potential, bro?
I agree 100% with what he just said. It's it's a hunger situation. What keeps, like, I can only use myself as an example. I have all the equipment for me to make music and for me to edit videos and do all the stuff that I love. But knowing that I have it, you know what I mean? It creates laziness. And what I have to do, I have to flash back to the days of the early '90s. I take my mind back to the early '90s when I had to have like ADAC or something in my hand, or I had to have a reel to reel and go into a studio because it's so readily available. Back in the days, you had to go to somebody's studio and pay hundreds of dollars. You had to be ready and have your stuff already written out and your song. You had to have that hunger in so many words. So that's a lot of people got to be able to, if you got to have experiences to be able to tap into that hunger. And that's the biggest thing. If you don't have those stories and those memories of of not having, it's hard for you to get to that point of keep creating those juices to keep things going. So that's what I think about that.
Pete. And that's a dope synopsis too. I am king. You and Russ. I think y'all hit the nail on the head. P, what prevents somebody from reaching their full potential, big dog?
themselves. Shit, it's simple as that. Themselves. I mean, a lot of people who especially grew up in the hoods tend to blame a lot of other people for them not having something or being in a certain situation. But in all general, some people got to sit back and look at themselves. We possess all the tools we need to try to prevail in whatever field we want to do or be into. And I want to say this too: patience. Not having patience will cause you not to make it too. Wanting stuff too quick.
Yeah, real talk. Real talk. This is my last quote for the night, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start dropping this at the end of every show that I do, man. You know, that moment when you step over what you used to trip about, that's real. A lot of shit y'all used to trip about, you know what I mean? A lot of people things trip about, you can now step over, man. You know what I mean? Shouldn't be allowed to affect you anymore, you know, on any kind of fact, emotionally, physically, anything. It shouldn't be allowed to be in your space to affect anything to where you tripping about it anymore. Whether that's a woman, a job, some money, anything. It shouldn't be allowed to affect you. You know what I mean? Uh in order for you to stop tripping over it. You know what I mean? Like what they say, it is what it is. It has been and it's gone. Whatever that may be in anybody's life. Um, yeah, man. This has been another episode, man, of the Roosevelt Show, man. You know what I mean? Your boy is back. I got Russ in the building, Honey P in the building. I am King in the building. Before we get up out of here, got to go around the panel, man. We'll be live next Friday, by the way, man. I'm taking my own goddamn advice. My biggest goal this year is to quit playing with my own potential. Because I got it. You know what I mean? It's just consistency. I had to talk with my brother P, you know, and it was consistency. You know what I mean? And that's what needs to be demonstrated. You know what I mean? Um, just for shits and giggles, man. Let me run this commercial before we get up out of here.
Going back and forth to jail, she get your girl fucked. Stop trying to normalize anal, you niggas gay as fuck. Bitches coochie be musty as hell, talking about some eat it. No, bitch, you eat it. If you're talking to a bald nigga in your 20s, you're too mature. Females be over these niggas' houses starving, full of nothing but nut and sink water. I ain't playing with no nigga who stink and got a gun. You a bold motherfucker to be cheating if you know you're gonna be homeless when you get caught. Soon as a bitch zip that stomach up in the pants, she thinks she the baddest.
Enough. Better not be over with nothing but nut and sink water. Before we get up out of here, I this panel, man. Hey, Russ, man, get the people some news they can use.
Oh man, I don't have news you can use, but watch the news and watch the lies they telling on the news. Cause don't believe the shit that everything that you see. Cause
hello,
this shit is crazy out here. They'll twist and turn the narrative to fit whatever they want it to be. So be aware, but don't just take it as truth.
Hello, that's real. That's real. 100 P, man. Hey, host of the West Side of 110, man. Y'all gonna make sure y'all check that out on Monday. Get the people some news they can use, brother.
Well, going off what I Am King said earlier, man, y'all got to pay attention to what's going on. They need a lot of robots, or they have a lot of robots that can replace people. And I agree with them 100% on that. I've told a few people this back when we was working at the airline. It's going to be some jobs they can't replace. They're going to still need human manpower. So if you ain't in these fields, you better go learn something. Pay attention to what's going on. You see that trucking incident that happened in Florida? He just raised a whole new light on the trucking industry. You see they looking at everybody's visas now that has CDL. So if you notice in LA, I haven't seen too many big rigs on the streets today.
They give everybody that.
So pay attention, be ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I Am King, man. Get people some news they can use, big bro.
It's time to put childish things away. It's time to bring our minds to a new plateau. in a new direction, because the way that we've always done it, it's almost like we've been like children out here, and nobody's playing games with us. And we got to get to the point where we don't play games. Like my brother just said, this technology thing and the thing that's going on around, you got to pay attention. You got to get in the forefront. Only way we're gonna take over, only way we're gonna survive is if we get in front of things. We can't be behind anymore. We can't just take the easy way out anymore. We gotta protect each other. We gotta support each other. That's the only way we're gonna survive. You know what I mean? So, and so when you're young, these days, try to raise your kids. Try to teach them a little something. Try to be more supportive of your women. Try to, and then you ladies, try to be a little bit more supportive. Try to learn a little bit more what you guys know, because right now we're on the edge of being obliterated out here and being totally controlled and going back to them locking us up and us being the ones that 60, 70, 80% of the fucking prison system, people in the prisons and stuff, and being the dumbest people on this planet. It's time to be smarter and support each other. Love, peace, hair grease.
Yeah, you said it's time to stop praying so much.
Get off your knees.
Get off your knees. And utilize the skills the man upstairs gave.
Look, that's a whole nother topic for another episode. We talk about religion.
That's a whole nother episode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Give it to the universe.
Big LA done pulled up about an hour late and shit, man. We wrapping this up.
Somebody was at the elk lounge. Somebody was at the elk lounge.
Slide through. I just want to slide through and tell my nigga congratulations. You dig what I'm saying? My nigga been gone for a minute, but he hop right back in it like you never been away from it. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
You better believe it, nigga. Hold on. You better believe it.
Yes, sir. What we talking about? What we doing here? What we doing here? Hey.
I appreciate you for sliding through, man. With nothing less to be said, man, I appreciate Honey P. Appreciate Big Bro Russ. Brother Stringfellow, y'all make sure y'all check him out down there in Houston, man. For all your, illegal issues down there, man. Y'all go check him out on the show, Taurus Stringfellow. Before I say that, you don't mind if I put that out there, baby.
Oh, no, go ahead. I appreciate all that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting up here offering the nigga government and stuff like, yeah, check him out down there. You know what I'm saying?
No problem, man. I appreciate the advertising.
For sure, man. I am King, man. I appreciate you for coming through, man. And my brother from another mother. Like I said at the beginning of the show, King's Corner podcast will be returning very, very soon. You know what I mean? We finna get back to the basics, man. Back to the square drawing board, man. Big LA, I appreciate you for falling through, man. And the comment that you gave me, respect, bro. I see you on your grind. Real Talk No BS. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on his channel. 100P, man, Real Talk No BS, you know what I mean? Excuse me, West Side of 110 on Mondays. I make sure y'all check that out. If nothing else, man, hey, y'all stay real to yourselves. You know what I mean, fellas? Make sure you sign a prenup if you out here, it's finna get towards fall and winter season. It's gonna be a lot of marriages. A lot of her mama will be saying, "Hey, girl, y'all need to knock that shit off. Y'all better knock that shit off. Make sure you sign a motherfucking prenup, fellas. Especially if you in college and you finna sign. If you got something going on in your life, make sure you sign a fucking prenup, young man. And women, giving out your pussy is not revenge. Period. On that note, man, I'm your boy Roosevelt, man. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace, love, and hair grease. We out like this.